is a very special day on the English football scene. It's the day Arsenal meet Manchester decorated. This a fixture which has been globally recognised as one of the defining rivalries of recent years. Rivalry often personal between managers and players, and down to the fact that both have so excelled. Every game akin to gladiatorial combat and decorated with wonderful attacking football, punching physicality. Faces have come and gone and rivalry has entered into a new era, but there is one thing that never changes, and that is the fact that neither of these sides can bear the idea of losing to the other, and that on its own a factor sufficient to make this utterly unmissable. And few venues rise to an occasion quite like this one. It is, of course, the world-famous Old Trafford. Well, this is undoubtedly a mouth-watering encounter. Certainly it has played a significant part in the history of the English game.
You can always count on there being something dramatic happening when these two come together. But there have been a fair share of grinds too. I'm expecting both sides to try and maximise their attacking threat.
Tries a shot! Goal! Manchester United!
Well, his movement is all based on fine margins, and the timing of his run then was ideal.
After 11 minutes is number 11, v30.
Arsenal finding themselves unexpectedly behind. Zinchenko. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. 1-0 the score. Diogo Dalot. Garnacho. And Dalot. Rice. Partey. Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, that looks a decent ball. Well timed, excellent interception. Waneri. Bruno Fernandes. And that's put paid to a promising move. Rice. It'll be a throw-in. That is very well defended. Diogo Dalot. Bruno Fernandes. Garnacho. Can he finish? Waneri.
We're seeing some really good pressure being applied here, Peter, particularly from those guys up front.
Yeah, and it just, I suppose, Jim, denies the others time and space.
Well, I would call it blanket suffocation. Every single player is committed to the press, and there's simply no way out.
Rice. And that's gone loose. Oh, that's fabulous. Can he finish?
That, Peter, is wonderful reading of the game. Perfect positioning. Well played.
Waneri. Martinelli pinches it off him. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Bruno Fernandes. Garnacho. Zirkzee. Bruno Fernandes! Partey. Zinchenko. And here's Bruno Fernandes. Waneri. Now Trossard. Oh, that's a key interception. It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that that was not the case. Bruno Fernandes. Eriksson. Aimed in towards the centre. Well, there's the clearance. Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Now who's going to be first to this? Can he put it away? Oh, he hit that sweetly. No way through. 1-0. Tierney cuts it out. Kivior. Zinchenko. For Martinelli. Oh, shooting chance! He scores! And there's the goal they've been looking for. Just so calm under pressure, and he managed to fashion a fine finish.
Well, he had to deal with an awful lot of unwanted attention, but his tenacity won the day.
So that's 2 now without reply.
Well, with this kind of authority, Peter, why not push on and
There will
totally
be
kill
1
this
minute
off?
added time.
And again, they run up against stubborn defending. Partey. And that'll be the last act of the first half. We'll look back on the first 45 minutes.
Well, it's looking pretty straightforward, Peter. They've got themselves into a very good position, so why did...